It's that time again, the 3 o'clock hour on the mighty 147 WBOL, the Joe and Kim Show. So today, minus Joe eating barbecue and giving me his full check today. So Joe, I want to say happy 4th, and I thank you for my check. Nothing like getting a little extra money on a holiday, right? So welcome everybody. I hope everyone is having a safe 4th of July. I want to say happy 4th to everyone, whether you choose to celebrate it or not. I hope you're having an incredible day. Y'all make sure that you're staying safe out there. I know a lot of people on the road or visiting family, popping fireworks, and so just having a great time. So have a good time, you guys out there, but again, stay safe. So today has been an incredible Sunday. I'm in here looking at my producer Rod. He's in here happy and excited about the holiday as well. Today, as Joe would say, so Kim, tell us about all the roads you went down today. So here's what I would say. Joe, I went down 2 roads today. So today I listened to Bishop Jakes, and it was his 25th anniversary. And I mean, they did it up. So I really didn't hear like a full-fledged message coming from Bishop Jakes, but like different snippets of things that he has said throughout the years. And so we want to say a very happy church anniversary to Bishop Jakes. Wow, what an incredible ministry. One that has impacted me so much over the years, and so I'm so grateful for it. And then the road led to Bishop Joseph Walker, who preached a very impactful message today. And he talked about, how sometimes we separate from people because of what we think they did that was so bad, and we try to bring shame on people, right? And he said to be very careful about that, because when we try to bring shame on someone else, the thing of it is, you never know how God is going to use that person in the future. So no matter what a person has done, no matter how bad it may seem, to know that God can take what they're doing in the past and turn it into something great in the future, right? And so it's just very important that we realize that we need to make sure that we handle people with care and grace. And the same mercy that we want, right? We need to extend that to others as well. So thank you to Bishop Joseph Walker for that message. In addition to that, y'all, guess what? Mount Zion's going to be opening up pretty soon. So check them out on Facebook or whatever media that you check them out with, and you'll find out the date. So that's exciting. So I have an announcement. So from Celebration of Life Church, we've got a great announcement. So y'all cannot believe it is already July. Can y'all believe that? Like, we are in July of 2021. So we are more than halfway through the month of July. I can't believe it. I know y'all can't. And so with the month of July comes thoughts of back to school. Feels to me like school just ended, right? And now we're already talking about back to school. So Celebration of Life is hosting a back to school bash on July 31st at 11 a.m. where there will be free food, free trucks, free haircuts and braiding, 3-on-3 basketball, bounce houses, and giveaways. So the address is 768 Forest Retreat Road in Hendersonville, Tennessee. Y'all know that is where Pastor Wes Morgan is, and Pastors Joseph and Yolanda Morgan. Again, it's their back to school bash on July 31st at 11 a.m. It is free to the public, you guys. Bring all the kiddos out. You do not want to miss this event. It's going to be incredible and so much fun. Well, y'all, the time has come. I wish I had a drum roll or something, because the star of this show has entered the room today. Y'all, I am so excited to have none other than Dr. Sherman Brown here with us in the studio today at WBOL. Man, what a treat for us today. This man right here, I cannot say enough about him. He is a philanthropist. He is a life coach. He has a strong story to tell you guys. It's a riveting story that you don't want to miss. He wrote this incredible book that I've read, or started to read, rather, haven't finished it, but I am reading it. It's called The Bullet in Me. And there's a reason behind that title, and I'm telling you, it is incredible. You want to read it, you want to get your adolescents to read it. It's powerful, it is impactful. Once you start reading the first couple of pages, you will not want to put this book down. I am telling you right now, y'all. Y'all have got to get this book. It is on Amazon. It is amazing. And we have the author of that book right here in the studio today. So welcome, Dr. Sherman Brown.
How are you
all the
doing?
way from Memphis, Tennessee.
Memphis, Tennessee.
I just want to hear you say mine.
Mine. Ain't mine.
All right. Well, I tell you, I want to thank you first for agreeing to come and be a part of, be interviewed by us this weekend. I tell you, it's a holiday weekend. You could be anywhere else but here, so we feel honored and grateful that you're here to share your story with us.
Nashville.
Yeah, you're in the Ville, Nash Vegas.
Yeah, like I'm in Nash Vegas. Yeah, I'm in
Yeah.
Nash Vegas.
All right. Well, let's just dive in. All right. So, all right. Yeah, some water.
Is the mic here?
Yes, absolutely. So before we begin talking about your book, I would like for you to share just a little bit about yourself. Like, I know we already said where you're from, but just kind of give us a little synopsis of you.
Filthy rag.
Okay.
I think I'm best described as a filthy rag because no matter where I go, the highs and the lows, I'm gonna be home.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, that's one of the things. But on another note, just a guy from Memphis, Tennessee, from the hood. As a matter of fact, we got this nonprofit in life I call it Hood.
Oh, okay.
That's for helping others obtain dreams. And I can imagine the kids being better. And they're saying, how you get to be so educated? I learned it from the hood.
Oh, wow. Oh,
Right.
wow. Nice.
Yeah, high school dropout. My mom and dad at one time was addicted to drugs.
Okay.
Father passed probably about 3 years ago. My mom, she's drug free now.
Amazing.
Father spent like, I think 70% of my life in jail. So I guess I was fatherless. Grandmother birthed 15 kids. We lived in a house that was 600 square feet.
Oh, wow.
My bed was a coffee table.
Your bed was the coffee table.
My bunk bed.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's what I'm about. That's who I am.
Very humble beginnings, very humble beginnings. So how did you go from sleeping on a coffee table and calling that your bunk bed to being where you are today?
You know, at that time and back in those days, I didn't really know it was poverty. It was normal.
Yeah.
But after I started seeing life, I'm like, whoa, I'm missing something.
Yeah.
And I look at that era of my life was teaching moments. You know, I think we all would say that we lost some part of life in any area of our life.
Yes.
And I came up with that as a tuition, right? So I guess the tuition that I paid growing up with not having, it made me to be worthy to have, right? That's boldly and humbly speaking, right? Boldly to have, worthy to have, and knowing that God loves all of us, right?
Absolutely.
There's no discriminating in who He wants to give what. It's whoever reaches their hand out for it.
That's impactful. That's powerful. That's very powerful. So I mentioned your book, The Bullet in Me. So I know that the title in and of itself is captivating because everyone wants to know what you mean by the bullet in me.
Right. So you want to know that? See, the bullet in me, and when people look at the picture,
yes,
it looks like a gangster or a gang-related or a robbery.
Yeah, right.
It looks like that kind of thing, right? But it's a book about love.
It's a book about love. Oh, wow.
That's what it's a book about love, right?
Okay.
And in this book, I put in all of the things that I've been through in life that gives me and that person an atmosphere or things that have transpired was a big reason for us never to talk again.
Ah, okay.
You
All
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do understand.
You got it now?
I got it. I got it. I got it. The light bulb is on. I got it.
Right. That was
Yes.
the key. That was the key because it took 13 years to write the book.
Oh, wow.
13
Why so
years.
long?
Because I wanted to be very, very transparent. I did not want to put fabricated words in. I did not want to just throw something together, say, hey, I got a book, right?
Right.
I didn't want to miss out sentimental moments.
Yes.
So some moments in that book are very, very important, right? You really got to catch it. But to be shot in the mouth by your best friend,
wow,
and you still best friends.
Oh man.
This is a message to the media. Why are you mad at anybody? Why are you mad at anybody? If I can forgive someone who shot me in the mouth, and we still friends,
Right.
That's the key to success. That's the key to love. That's the key to prosperity. That's the key to releasing yourself for the next one.
So we're going to get back to that.
Okay.
But I can't leave our listeners hanging, right? When they hear you say, my best friend shot me in the mouth, like, I don't want you to tell all the details of your book. But I know people are wondering, like, what in the world do you, your best friend shot you in the mouth?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Want to get on that some more?
A little bit, please.
No, you got to get a book.
Yeah, y'all got to get the book. So y'all know really what happened for real.
Yeah, for real. So you want to tell what happened?
You can tell as much as you want to, like maybe give a taste.
But you see, you got listeners that appreciate you, right?
Right.
I can tell them the whole book. Your listeners still going to buy the book. They already know.
Yeah, absolutely.
They know you mess with them.
That's right. Y'all got to get it.
But it was a moment because, like I said, we lived on the coffee table, right? So this guy, his mom, they had 3 bedrooms and a bath and a half.
Oh, wow.
Right? So I got a couch, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? So we cool, right?
So,
We cool.
yeah, you had somewhere to go.
And pen. See, people, I'm going to get to that part, but let me hit right here because I think this is the moment for it.
Sure.
People will say things like game related. Like him and I, never in a game, right?
Okay.
But what that is a group of people that feels the same vibe.
Yes.
You know, because in elementary, if I couldn't get my hair cut, this other guy can get their hair cut, we got the same household situation,
Yes.
we cool.
Right.
It could be 2 young ladies that could be both wealthy. They're cool.
True.
Right?
Right.
So it's not really a color thing, it's a mindset and where you are.
Yes.
If that makes any sense, right?
It makes perfect sense.
So so what we did was we was, I went to jail one time too. I'm a gangster.
Oh, okay. hey, I'm with it. I like being around former anybody.
But my see, look, I didn't understand the jail terminology, and the ones y'all they gonna laugh at this, really.
Okay.
I went to jail because a lot of us had marijuana in the car. It was probably about $20, right? I was a shaky gangster. I wasn't a gangster. I was a shaky gangster, right?
Okay.
So nobody claimed it. So the police got to the apartment complex. I got out. I knew I didn't have anything to do with it. I walked to my apartment in my grandma's place, and he said, "Hey, come here." I'm like, "Who, me?" So he all went down. Nobody claimed it. So we all went to jail.
Oh, wow.
That night.
Wow.
At 8 p.m., we got out the next day, like 8 a.m. And my attorney said, "Sherman, we got just 2 days time served and a $500 fine."
Okay.
I said, "Take the trial." He said, "You already did 2 days." I said, "Oh." I didn't know that 12
Didn't know that
a.m.
terminology,
I didn't know
yeah.
that midnight was another day. I thought I had to go do 48 hours.
Oh, okay.
Let's fight for this, right?
Right. Hey, tell me a little something too. Truth be
I
told.
didn't know. Right? Yeah. So him and I, back to the point, we went to his apartment complex, and his female friend had a gun. It was a broken down, right?
Okay.
So he put the gun together. After we put the gun together, both started playing with the gun. And I had it, I was running with it, and he was running with it. I'm telling him, stop. And I ran to the bathroom. And I got in the bathroom, I shut the door, right? How you get in, shut the door.
Yeah. Like, he can't get me now.
Can't get me now. And then after about 10 seconds, I'm like, he's gone now.
Oh, wow.
I open the door and going off. It was in my mouth, went through my tongue and lodged right here in my neck.
Right in your neck.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Is it still there?
Yes, still
Wow. So hence the bullet in me.
there. Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes.
Wow. Wow. So I can't imagine what could have been going through your mind at that moment.
At that moment, the crazy thing about it, I didn't even fall out. I was still conscious. And, you know, I grabbed his shoulder. We went to the car. Together.
Now, mind you, after he shot him, they
Yeah.
went together to the car. Go
Went to
ahead.
the car together, and I'm walking down the steps. I can remember it yesterday. I'm staggering, you know, energy losing, and we got in the car. I got in the passenger side. And he was in the driver's side. He's going like probably about 120 miles an hour to the fire department. And y'all heard me, I'm trying to sound sexy.
I want them to hear it.
Okay. Brother man, how y'all doing? So after I got shot, we walked down down the steps, and I'm losing my energy. And after losing my energy, I get in the car, and he's on the I'm on the passenger side, he's on the driver's side. He's going 120 miles an hour, and I'm spitting blood out on the side.
Oh my
On
goodness.
the passenger seat, right? And I just spit out a piece of my tongue.
Oh my goodness.
I did. I'm like, look what you got. You got me. And no, he was like, I didn't mean to. And I went to the fire department. Went to the fire department. I'm like, hey, I'm shot. And they taking their time. I'm like, man, y'all come on, I'm shot. Like, that's not how I talk. And went to the hospital. And how I felt is when that moment came in, because I'm at the hospital and I am mad at now I think this is a moment where I'm in poverty.
Okay.
Right? That was aha moment now I'm in poverty, right? Because I'm like, God, it ain't my fault that my mama got 15 kids.
Right.
It ain't my fault that I grew up in the hood. It ain't my fault that I can't really be in a spot, because I didn't want to drop out of school. I dropped out because I'm tired of wearing the same clothes over and over again. I think I was getting bullied, right? Because they checking me, right?
Right.
So I'm like, it ain't my fault. And God told me, he said, now I really had another name for the book at first, I changed it. But God told me, he said, if I can save from the gunshot, that's proof that I can save from anything else.
Oh wow. Wow. That's powerful.
He told me that. I remember that, like, if I don't hear nothing else God said, forever or now or later, he said that. That's proof that I can save from anything else. So now, I started challenging. Oh God!
Like, okay, let's have some dialogue, Jesus.
Right.
Come on.
Since you said that.
Yeah.
Right.
You opened the door.
Yeah. That's what happened.
Yeah. So he opened the door and you started asking more things.
Everything.
Like, yeah.
After the gunshot, I get out of the hospital and I'm trying to change my life, right? So I knew that the bridge wasn't built in one day, right? So I get these jobs, and I remember I had this one job. I was making $18 an hour. All right, $18 an hour on this job. But the people that was there for a long time, they've been on like 15, 20 years.
Ah. Wow.
They're getting paid $13 an hour. And
For 15, 20 years?
I love God for common sense. Because in my mind, I'm like, okay, they love me, I'm getting paid more. But the ones who's dedicated for years, they're getting paid less. Trap.
Yes.
It's a trap.
Like that, yeah.
It's a trap.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm working, I'm like, okay. The ones that they're 20 years can't get another job because they lost their youth.
Yes.
Right? The ones that's been there 15, 20 years can't really go nowhere because, they are in a situation now where they're stuck in debt, right? Kids, family, you know what I mean? I said, no, I don't want that.
It's a situationship.
It's a situation, right?
Yeah.
And now it gets so deep because I'm trying entrepreneurship.
Wow.
And the first one was my brother cooks like grandma, right?
Okay.
So I'm seeing these guys at work, they working all day and they got 8 hours, right? So the first 2 hours is 15-minute break. The next 2 hours, 30-minute break. The next 2 hours, 15-minute break.
Yes.
And the next one you go home.
Right.
I'm seeing at 30 minutes at lunchtime, 30 minutes. Everybody they run their cars, they shoot the McDonald's real fast.
Oh wow.
Right? They going to Captain D's, they going to Taco Bell, they coming back,
It's a
they're
race.
eating their food, they want to play dominoes, they want to smoke a cigarette, right? I'm like, I can probably help them out, right? So I stopped that job because that's my ex-job. You know, I said, God, like God, how this man who owned this warehouse, how he's able to go jet skiing, and I can't.
Right.
How is he able to go to the mall on a Tuesday? I can't because we used to go in the mall on a Friday, right? And by Monday we broke. Right? I'm like, how can he do all this? How could he, you know what I mean, have all this fun and be straight? I don't know who he is, right? But I'm like, I know how he lives.
Exactly.
And I can't do that.
Right.
God said, you remember I told you if I can save from a gunshot, I can save from anything? So let's go.
All right.
I had $100 in my pocket. My brother's apartment. I told my best friend, not my best friend who shot me, but a friend of mine there, I said, look, man, at the first break, I'm going to give you my menu, right? You let me know whatever I want to eat. Yours free, and I'll be there at lunchtime.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Okay.
So I get the orders at the first break, right? So now everybody talk, hey, what you want? I want fish, I want chicken. And I went out of business, I had everything. And after that, I could have kept it simple. I'm oxtail, fish, candy, you know. I could have just kept it simple, you know what I mean?
And your brother is the one cooking, right?
Chicken dressing.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
He has some words for you.
The light bill is more than his rent.
Yeah.
So I get there and start serving food, and it didn't work, right? But that gave, and then here's the thing about what I hate people do, right? Because people do this, and they made me feel this way, made me feel so bad. But these are my colleagues. They made me feel very, very bad. Because I know in my mind, I'm just trying to better myself.
Correct.
All right? So I got broke again, and I wanted a job. And that same manager of that warehouse hired me back.
Oh.
That's a blessing, right?
Yeah. Yes. So you think?
But the bad part, man, all the employees had something in the atmosphere. Showing who you think you are. You just
Trying
like us.
to go out and
Trying to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You just like us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so what I did was, I felt bad, man. I felt so bad. I felt like a piece of crap, right? And I kept working. I built myself up, and I quit again.
All right.
I quit again, right?
Okay.
And one of the guys, man, I saw when I got into real estate, I'll tell you about that. I was driving down the street. I saw him probably 3 years after that. And he pulled over, trying to shed a tear. He said, man, I knew you.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
But he didn't tell me that.
He didn't tell you that back then, right? When everybody else was talking, right?
You know what I mean?
So,
Keno, anybody who has a real friend, treat him like a real friend if he's up or if he's down.
Absolutely.
Do not change him, please,
Right.
because you never know. Because if something in you, if you know that you're godly, and something tell me to like you, and something tell me not to like you, that's a negative spirit, right? You better follow your gut because we're going somewhere.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Correct.
And people, man, they people so accustomed to the masses, like the Titans, right? We in Tennessee, so we talk about the Titans. The Titans can win the game, go to the finals, everybody there, right?
Right.
But the Titans can have a bad season, right?
Talk about it.
And they're throwing the ball, and the players like, man, I know Johnny got season tickets, but he's not sitting right there. You know what I mean? I know they got season tickets. They used to holler my name all the time. They're not there.
They're not there. Yeah.
Why? They said they love me, right? But when they win the next season, now Johnny's sitting right there.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to be very careful about those seasonal friends.
You got to.
Yeah, because then I can't call you friend.
Right.
Yeah.
But even when they come back, right, you still got to wave at them because you want their ticket money. Go ahead, boy.
Yeah.
You got to.
Yeah.
So you got to love, right?
Yeah.
And look at things from their perspective as well. Wow, I hurt myself this one. Imagine I was playing football and I was winning everybody on my team. I started losing. Everybody let me down. You know what I mean? So like in my life now, I look at things from a broad perspective. I don't look at it from my point of view. As much, I can't really put my eyes in their eyes. And that gives me the ability to love unconditionally.
Yeah, because people are human. Yeah. So you do. We were just speaking before you came in about extending the same grace. Yeah. Well, see what happened. I ain't gonna call no names. I ain't gonna say who's late.
Man, the whole city locked down downtown. You got a detour and everything. You got the whole.
Yeah, you know it's gonna be a big fireworks display tonight.
It is.
So that's why. Yeah. Kind of got it going on in Nashville. Just saying.
They gonna move up there.
Okay. Don't sleep on us.
Man, real.
I know, right?
Real. Radio.
Well, come on. So this segues into something I heard you spoke about before, but our listeners haven't heard you speak about forgiving for real. So I would love for you to share what brought you to forgiveness with your friend who shot you in the mouth, right? And then how you got to forgiving for real.
My friend who shot me, I think even I was 18 when I got shot, right? So at the age of 18 when I got shot, and I got a big family.
Okay.
Well, I got people that can do stuff to you, right? Yeah. But when I got shot, he went to jail, and when he was in jail, people, cause I was in and out, right? And the only thing they knew that Sherman got shot, and Ronnie shot Sherman.
Oh wow! Okay.
That's the only thing you can hear, right?
That's all they knew. Yeah.
You know, Sherman got shot. You know, and I had a cousin of mine who was locked up. Like, I was waiting on my part. You know what I'm saying? So, but when I got to be conscious, you know, I held a sheet of paper and I wrote down and said it was a mistake.
Oh, wow.
You know, so I just know, you know, it's a mistake. You know, because I wanted the same justice. Because I'm pretty sure everybody got thugs and gangsters in the family, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So even if I would have did something like that and I knew it was a mistake, I still want that same kind of justification.
Yes, absolutely.
You know what I mean? And it's so easy to say, you know what I mean? No matter what.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Mistake or not, you shot me.
Right, you know what I mean? But I knew if I did something like that, I kind of want that same kind of, you know, release of peace.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
and even in business, you know, I had a company, 2 years, no, it was a big company, but 2 years, I got in the roofing company, right?
okay.
I hope y'all looking at
You looking around saying,
look to the hill. Look to the hill, come my help. Come from the roof. Even in business, right? The company's great, one of the biggest companies in Memphis, I believe, right? I hired a lot of guys, man. These guys, we all came from a field of not construction, right? And I'm saying we're no gangsters. I didn't know till I sold $20, but I was shaking gangsters, right? I wasn't none of that. But we came from poverty.
Yeah.
I came from poverty. We came from warehouses, right?
Yeah.
And I thought about this. If God said we're the head, not the
tail,
above, not
beneath,
a lender, not a
borrower.
So in that manner, if I have a job and I'm working all week to make about $500, and if I want to go to Ruth Chris we and my family, that's like 360, right?
Yeah.
So I work 5 days to get that kind of bill.
Yes.
And we're the head.
And we're not the tail.
We're lenders.
And we're not the boss.
Right, so something wrong with that, right?
Yeah.
So I said, let me go into entrepreneurship. But now I did mortgages for 20 years. That's a funny story too. Can I go back to that?
Yeah, please go back to that.
Oh.
Yes. Yes, please
So
share.
so the mortgage company, right? I knew a guy from Warehouse. And I said, one day I met him, I said, I didn't know him, he wasn't in the warehouse anymore. I said, I saw him somewhere. I said, what you doing in some real estate agent? I said, real estate agent, what's that? He said, show people houses. I said, wow. You know what I'm saying? In my mind, my grandma got 15 kids, we in apartments, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What can I do? You know?
How can I be that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he said, you do mortgages. Mortgages. Now, mind you, I'm 9th grade education.
Oh, yeah, so.
Right?
Right.
Now, piggyback before that, I know we kind of jumping here and there, but
That's all right.
once I dropped out of school, got this job, I went to college.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Yeah,
go ahead, all right.
I snuck it in. I had a friend of mine say, hey, Sharon, I'm going to go to college. I said, man, I'm going to college. I ain't got nothing. He said, I can get you in there, right? So I'm like, I ain't got nothing to lose, right?
Your friend told you to get you. Okay.
Yeah, I'm like,
okay.
I got a friend that works in the financial aid department.
Oh, wow.
Let's go. So I go to college. Look, I took a picture. I stick my picture ID. I took pictures, my ID, and I had my backpack. I'm in class, and I'm like, I felt so inspired because I'm seeing young black professionals who want to be educated. I'm seeing people coming from other cities and states to the city, right? I'm like, wow, we are intelligent. We're not saying Maine all the time, right? We saying complete sentences. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
I'm in college, man. And they told me to start a course. I'm like, whoa, boy, that was pretty hard. I mean, starter courses, man. Ooh, think about 9th grade to college starter courses. Man, I left from school when the math got crazy. Algebra. You know what I'm saying?
Like when they say algebra.
Yeah, algebra. I'm like, what? So, man, I'm in college. About 3 months, you know, I get a job and say, don't have a felony, but after 3 months, the background check comes, you got to go, right?
Yes.
So in this college, I'm in college, and the dean called me
man.
Sherman Brown to the office. I said, oh boy,
Oh,
it's
no.
over.
Oh, no.
But here's the powerful thing. He was reading this, he said, I don't see a GED, a high school diploma, or any ACT scores. He said, because of your boldness, you can stay.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So you can stay.
Wow.
But then I was looking at how hard it was. And I'm hungry. I gotta go. I had 8 years to put it. Yeah. So yeah, that's on that part. I had to go like that. But on the part of the real estate, so I kept calling. I bought me 2 suits for the middle level. It took me like a month to put suits on. I had a white suit and a black suit.
Okay.
And after those 2 suits, like 10 suits.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
With the tie, without the tie.
Yeah, yeah.
Switch
You can
the
dress them
hands
all
up.
up. Yeah, switch them
Let
up.
the button down the shirt go one down one time. To the top. And I kept calling this guy for this job, but he was too busy to answer the phone. And so I said, okay, cool. Got my suits. I said, lay away, put it on, we're going to knock on the door. I'm knocking on the door. My name was Sherman Brown. And the guy said, you need hired as a loan officer. And he said, he looked at me, grab the desk in my lap. I grabbed that desk, I'm sitting down, and I go there every day, sit down, and then at nighttime I pray.
Okay.
Right? So every day, people walking by, they talking on the phone, ear hustling and everything, right? They're on the phone talking about the interest rate is 6.9 today. The down payment is 3%. The appraised value is $200,000. You need 2 tax returns, 2 years tax returns, 2 years W-2s. The other agent got to do a home inspection. I'm like, what they talking about?
Right. You're just like,
Like, what they talking about?
Yeah.
Then they'll go to break, in their Lexus and come back nice. And you know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, I like this world, but I don't know how I'm fit in.
Right.
It took me 3 months. And I couldn't get no customers. So what I had to do is sometimes is go get me a warehouse job. Because I'm like, these people here doing loans, they are sitting at the desk and people are sending them deals. I'm sitting at the desk, nobody's sending me deals because nobody know who I am, right?
Correct.
I said, how could I grab customers, right? And the broker told his nephew, it's just show me the customers in, he helped me close the deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, cool. So I was getting a job at the warehouse, right? Get a job at the warehouse, and at this job, because I knew that the average person working, they ain't got time to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm working on an assembly line.
You racking up customers there.
Right,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
At the warehouse,
yeah.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Hey, man, bring your checks up to work tomorrow. I'll take them then out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, I'm doing all that.
Yeah.
And I closed that first deal. That first deal took me 3 months, and I made $500. I was so happy.
Okay.
Because I was able to take some paper
Mm-hmm.
in a person and make some money.
Okay.
I said, wow. And the broker didn't tell me all the fees I was supposed to make. He just gave me, because for y'all in the real estate world, as a loan officer, you get paid off your origination fees,
Mm-hmm.
you get paid off the yield spread off the interest rate.
Okay.
Right? So the yield spread is behind the scene money.
Ah.
Right?
So he didn't tell you about
They ain't
that.
tell behind the scene money.
I wonder who took that money.
He did.
Okay.
I told him, I said, what? I said, you tell me about that, what?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
but I appreciate him giving me an opportunity because in 5 years,
Yeah.
I own my own company.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
Nice.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. So, so back to this book. I guess we're kind of going back and forth a little bit. I want to go back to something that we spoke about at another interview about you and your parents, and your relationship with your parents, and how you've come to reconcile that in your mind and in your heart. I continuously hear you say, forgive, right? But for those who are listening, there are people out there who have a very difficult time forgiving their parents because they weren't there, or because they couldn't do what they thought a mother and father, or either one, should do for them, right? So you said that your parents at one time were drug addicts. So quite naturally, definitely not mother and father of the year at that time. So you probably missed out on a lot of mothering and fathering that a lot of people yearn for and long for. So how did you get to forgive for real on that, number one? And I think I asked you, and how did you get to the Sherman you are today, knowing that you didn't have that father to push you to that?
I remember one time when I got in real estate, I had a salon, and my father told me, you have to own suits.
Wow.
Yeah, okay.
Wow.
You're like, yeah, wow, right?
Wow.
But if I look at my parents, right, and this is getting into the realm of forgive. If I look at my parents, if anybody have an issue with their parents, go a generation up.
Okay.
You follow me? Because we look at it here, we don't look at it behind the scenes.
Correct.
Because my mom had me, that means that I could have hindered her from being educated because she wants to be educated. Right?
Okay.
If she had me, that means that, hey, I want to study, but I have to get some money to feed me.
Yes.
Right? But if I go a generation before then, her mom got 15 years.
Wow.
Right?
That's a good way to look at it.
And if we look at things from a broad perspective, like for real, it'll make us understand that reason, or it'll make us understand that it's okay.
Yeah.
Like right now, if I believe that this book is green, there's nothing you can tell me. But die believing it's green.
That's true.
So we all persuade my own opinion, right?
That's true.
But the fact is, or what we should be doing, could we open up our horizon of opinions? We don't do that. We're stuck in our children. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So no, even now, Mom, she's in Nashville.
Oh, nice. Okay. Okay.
Now I was able to buy a house. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah. Here you go, Mom. It's a trip, right? Because like
that's a blessing to be able to do that for you.
And I remember she's gonna get me for this. She watched this.
Uh-oh.
So,
wait. Pause. It's not my fault, Mom. Okay. Now you can say.
Mom, hey, give me $5 a month, right? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna take the money and have it for retirement. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Cut me late. So Mother's Day came around, so I'm breaking out to $100. Still, I said, well, don't worry about it. You straight.
Oh, man.
But it's a blessing to be able to. Because I was like, man, only basketball players or football players, baseball players.
Yes. Be able to give to their moms.
Can we do it? You know, can whoever want to do it, do it. Mm-hmm. I think God would allow it if we ask Him to put the work in.
Yeah. Because I think oftentimes we ask, but we don't put feet to action.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. He gives us tools, and then we're looking at the tools like, what am I supposed to do? Right.
But also, life is like frying chicken, right? Mm-hmm. We got the flour, we got the grease, we got the skillet, we got the fire, right?
Yes.
But do we put the chicken in the grease and then when it come out, put the flour on? Right?
Right. No.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Do we
that would be some terrible chicken.
Right.
Go ahead.
What do we throw the flour in, right? And let it cook, and then throw the chicken in after that while the flour is cooking in the chicken? We don't know. You know what I'm saying? We really don't know, right?
Yeah.
Until we just ask God, how do we do this?
Yeah, that's true.
How do we do this?
That's true. I like how you put that because I've heard several, talk about, I didn't have the upbringing. My father wasn't there. My mother wasn't there. And we don't think about what mom or dad was going through, like you said, or what their upbringing was, or did dad have his dad in his life?
Right.
There's so many variables to what can happen. And I've always told people, number one, parents are human. Right. And number two, I think oftentimes they're just doing the best they can with what they have.
Right.
We have so many tools now that weren't available to our parents back in the day. We've got all of these self-help books.
Right.
We have life coaches.
Right.
We have so many tools available. They didn't have that. So they just got through with, with what they knew, right? So.
And then, and y'all can get to this, how what we're doing with the kids now. Mm-hmm. Tell, hey kid, go to work at McDonald's. Work like I work.
Yeah.
You'll make it. Yeah. Right? And the kids are smart, like, I'd rather stay at home.
Yes.
Right? So now we get the kids like they want to work. Mm-hmm. They want to work, right? Mm-hmm. But they don't want the outcome that they see.
Exactly. They want better.
They want better, right? And nobody's giving them that outcome. And like, if I am on the road going to Memphis, and I go towards Atlanta,
that's a long road.
And that's what's happening now. If I go from here and going to Memphis, going the right way, if I catch a flat, I'm okay. Yeah. If I run out of gas, I'm okay. If if the motor goes out in the car, I'm okay. As long as I'm on the right road.
That's so true. That's so true. Yeah. I have a son, kind of going through that, what you spoke about, just knowing that right path. I think he's on that path, but man, bless his heart, because there's so many voices in your ear, so many mentors, and I want you to talk about mentorship too, because you have a unique perspective on mentorship. But he had so many mentors in his ear, and they all meant well. They all wanted to see him do well, but they gave so many opinions about what he should do, instead of really, I guess, honing in on and strengthening what he felt his purpose is, right? And so it took a while for him to finally get to where he's going now, and now he's on a great trajectory. But before, it was like, man, this one's telling me I should do this. This one's saying over here it makes a lot of money, and not considering what his true purpose is.
Sometimes what we do when we get mentors, right, we deny ourselves.
Oh my goodness, that is so true, because we want to please them.
Yeah, we want to please them. You don't want to let them down, right? And even people now, let me put this scenario. Yeah, one guy last week, I talked to him a lot, and said he talked to this person, talked to that person, talked to me, right? I said, man, cut it. Stop. Stop right now, because at the end, you can't use my opinion, the other opinion, nobody's opinion. on why you're not where you want to be. You better go.
Yeah.
And we think too much, right? We think too much. And we, like even now, how I got to be on the journey that I'm on right now, stop thinking. Because if I deposit 46 years in my life of all the mishaps, right, and all the things I've been through, do I have to read that again to let it out, or is it already in me?
Wow. That's
it's already there, right?
Yeah.
But we are not believing in ourselves as we should.
No, that is
right?
Yes.
We think that we're not worthy of it, right? We think that we don't have what it takes to make it to the next level.
That's so true.
And the next level is the level that you are going on, regardless. Your next level can be down or up, right?
Right.
That's your next level. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's your next level, period, right? But if you got the belief and you know you put good stuff in you, you're going up. But if you don't do anything and you got nothing but negativity in you, your next level is down, right?
Right.
So you got to really trust that process. Everything has a system, right? Warehouses got systems, McDonald's got systems. Everything got this right here's a system, right? We have a system within ourselves, right?
That's
that we
true.
built all these years, right? I built this system with God and all the things I've been through. I built the system. Can I trust the system now? Or do I think I'm still missing a piece? And if I still miss a piece, that means I'm never going to do anything because I'm looking for that piece.
Oh, wow.
That I'm never going to get because I already got the piece.
But you think you're missing it.
You think you're missing it. If I look back at my life right now, and we say, everybody say this, I gotta get that money. I gotta get that money.
Yeah.
It ain't really getting the money that you need. It's where your mind is with what you have. Right? It's where your mind is what you have. If you are at that point where you're at peace and understand where you're going, and if you've been chasing so long, at one point you should turn around and should start chasing.
That's biblical.
Right? See, you know, we always chasing it.
Yeah.
But we don't have the fact or the faith, knowing that it's a magnet, right? We turn around and we start chasing it down. We don't believe that. We chase it into death. And we never get it.
Wow.
And I realized, like even like the company that I had, I promise you, man, so much a year and a half ago. Pulled on the side of the road, and it was funny, it's right by the area where I got shot at. Not on purpose, pulled over.
Wow.
I pulled over there and started crying with like snot coming out my nose, crying like, why am I in this situation again? Type crying like I know I tried to help, crying, right? And once I did that, I brushed myself up. I'm a gangster.
You said, wait a minute.
And so I started moving. I started moving, going towards the office. And at that time, I had cars, motorcycles, that I let employees keep. Just paid them. They didn't pay the notes. So I fired something else. I reinvented myself. Vehicles and motorcycles in their driveway and garages, they would not give it to me, right? I don't want to jeopardize the integrity that I'm trying to build myself with, right? I didn't want to be like Sherman, black and white picture, Sherman in jail for murder for getting the motorcycle to go. You know, I didn't want all that, right?
Right.
And I gave myself 3 scenarios. The first one was, I'm not going to look back like my life. I look down like Peter, right? That's the first one. The next one was, in life you got 2 flowers, a positive flower and a negative flower. And the one that water would grow.
Wow, say that again. You gotta say that louder though.
In life, you got 2 flowers, a positive flower and a negative flower. Whichever you want, water will grow. And how you water those flowers is what you think about. That's a water. If you think about something negative, you water that thing, right? So I said, water those flowers. I want to water positivity. And then the next one was, okay, I forgave Now looking back and down, I'm feeding a positive flower. Now I gotta be motivated. What am I gonna use to be motivated? And that's two scenarios. Do I use what we use and what the rap music say? They hating on me, they don't want me to shine. Right?
Yes.
Or do I use love and say, Father, forgive them? They know not what they do. And at that time, at my company, I'm like, okay, cool. And now I'm trying to figure the breakdown of the company, right? So I know I changed their lives. I know that for a fact. They all got roofing companies.
All of them have roofing companies now?
Yes.
Wow.
Right? In Memphis, 90% of the African Americans is doing roofing, learning from me directly or indirectly. Fact. Right? And because we thought roofing was a, country thing. You know what I mean? And all roof is with Nikes. So now, I thought about my roofing company in a church format. Right? I'm the pastor of this congregation.
Yeah.
My sales guys are the ministers, right? All right. I don't know if I asked this question before, but you know.
See, I wasn't gonna tell you did, but yes.
You real?
did.
I ain't asked you before.
No.
Y'all don't see him, but I'm asking a question. Who you got muscle? Who you got answer the question? At a church, what's the minister's ultimate goal?
Preach the word.
Not the pastor, but the minister. For people, he said so they can hear him.
He said, preach the word.
Okay. What I was going through, the revelation I've got, is that every minister wants to be the pastor, right? And it's good because they got dreams too. They got goals too, right? Even when I thought about that, I was like, wow, I understand.
Yeah.
So even I love them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I love them. They're not here for my dream. You know what I'm saying?
So okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
So they're not here to take over your stuff.
Oh, they got their own
They
dream.
just want to get what they
They
need.
got a mama.
Yeah.
They want to take care. They got a dad, a brother, sister,
Yeah.
cousin. You know what I mean? They're leaders. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I realized it. And that made me feel better about the situation. So when that stopped, and I was trying to release myself, man, I think probably about 1 month after that, I got a 54 passenger bus for the youth. Right? Because I'm like, kids, they want something, but one thing they don't want, a boy, girl. They don't want anybody to give them anything, right? They just want to see that it's possible.
Yes,
That's all.
that's true.
They just want to see that it's possible.
Yeah.
If they see that it's possible, they can get it. But if it's impossible, now their hope is gone. Because we got the radio, right? Which is radio programming. You got television. You got Harvard.
Television.
You know what I'm saying? You got all these things going on at school negative. So where is the inspiration? Because like if I'm I'm gonna keep off this show. But if I own, right, I'm a Jew, I own the hip hop shops, right? You know what I'm saying? That the only way you get a record deal, you play this negative music. If you don't play this negative music, I'm not gonna feed your family. I'm not gonna give you the millions of dollars you want, right? So you gotta play that music. So that music being played. So once the music is being played and they're making money to shine, right? So now it's like it's the right words that should be saying. So those are the right words to be saying. Now we know next break coming, right? I'm rap like this, I'm rap like this, I'm rap like this, right? So now it's number. And then they say, okay, on the radio, play these songs. You know what I mean?
I got it. I got to take a quick pause because I see that Brenda.
You see
Yeah. I kind of am. Brenda Hawkins Bailey is on our live on Facebook, and she was the conduit that brought us together for us to be able to have this segment right here. So shout out to you, Miss Brenda. Thank you so much for the introduction. So this is amazing. Thank you. It's because of you.
I'll be the space too. I beat her in space yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Oh, you
yeah.
beat her in
So,
space.
she was crying like,
and she's not even here to defend herself.
Look, so many things she can't say nothing. She said, why you beat me so bad, Sherman? Sherman, you the best in the world. You always beat me in space. I didn't want to play space against you at all because you're the best, Sherman. Somebody, you want all these games, Sherman. You don't have a game. You got 13 books all the time.
I can hear her now, probably. You know we got a phone she can call, right?
Sherman, how you get 14 books?
She said you did not beat her.
You got 14 books. You're the best.
Oh, man.
Love you, Brenda.
So, we're down to like the last few minutes. There's a few things, a couple of things I want to ask real quick. So, I hear you gave away a house.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell us about that really quickly.
All right, so when I cried, right, all those things and get things back, you want to solve them, right? So now I'm trying to get back on my feet. So I had a friend of mine, or he said, "Man, Sherman wants his house." I'm like, can't afford a house right now. I can just be a man, go buy the house. So I gave him some money down in the house, and it took me 3 months to pay the house off. As I bought the house, I was going to put a for rent sign in the yard, right? And I finally put a for rent sign in the yard. I might do something with it. But as I did that Friday, it's this guy that works at a restaurant, and he then, I'll tell you about that in a minute. So I called my wife. I said, get his house to Greg, right? She's like, okay, cool. So in Greg, when I see Greg, we always wrestle for like 2 minutes, right? But just 2 minutes. I'm tired. So we would wrestle, and Greg always helped me move things, right? So the manager brought Greg over to the house, and I'm wrestling Greg. I threw the keys up. I said, "It's yours." He said, "What?" And he just hit the ground, and they recorded. It went viral too. And the reason why we did that because Greg was locked up collectively 30-something years ago.
Oh my goodness.
Greg is the same age I am. Greg just got married like 4 or 5 years ago for the first time. Greg got one little child that's probably 5 or 6 years old right now. Right? He works at the restaurant, don't complain. He works with a smile. And I'm like, and then after they did that, then the news called me. They interviewed me and Greg, right? And they asked me, why did I do something like that, right? I just told them, I said, the system doesn't forgive, but God does.
That's such a blessing. So how did God turn around and bless you for blessing him?
I mean, now, every moment I'm blessed. From when I got shot back then.
Yes.
Right? So I always look at life right now because from 18 up until now, there's a strong possibility I would have saw none of these right here. These days. It makes any sense, right? So that's how it works. I mean, it's like every day. I'm at the point now if I get one leg amputated, thank you God with me too. Or even if it was 2. Thank you God with my arm as well.
Oh wow. That's gratitude. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, we've come to pretty much the end of the hour, so before we close out, please share with our listeners just like a final thought, something that maybe you haven't said that you'd like to share to our audience, and then also please give your contact information and how to obtain this incredible book called The Bullet in Me. All of that.
Well, thank y'all so much for taking up the time while y'all trying to barbecue. Y'all trying to barbecue.
Oh, that's so wrong. Remember, you coming here, now you coming.
If y'all got some extra, call me because we don't have none down here. We need some barbecue. Well, hey, thank y'all so much, man. My email address is sherman.brown0@gmail.com. You can get my book on Amazon, The Bullet in Me. My phone number, like Mike Jones back in the day, 901-314-5295. That's the real number. I hope you're root leaking too. Always it is. Final thought, I think I would say, if you look at life as the blood in your veins, right? How they say the blood is running warm in your veins.
Yes.
And sometimes you can have a blood clot.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Right.
And I think your blood is like the blessings. And sometimes you have blessing clots.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Wow.
So in order for you to release the blessings and let the blessings flow, like the blood flow, look at the person that you have an issue with. Look at the person who you may wrong. Look at where you're trying to go in life, and see if it's worth you to keep your blessings blocked.
Oh, wow. That's powerful.
If it's worth it, keep it. If you want the blessings to flow,
it ain't worth it, Miss Seeley. It ain't worth it.
it ain't worth it.
All right. Well, Dr. Sherman Brown, thank you so much
Thank you.
for blessing our studio today and sharing your incredible story. Our listeners, please do not forget to grab the book, The Bullet in Me. I need you guys to go on Amazon today and get this book, y'all. It is going to bless your socks off. I started reading the first chapter and couldn't put it down. It's amazing. So with that, I'll say thank you.
One more thing.
Sure.
At the book, what does it say at the bottom of the book?
Turning pain into power.
On the bottom of the book.
Adult content.
Right. So online it's an adult content, but we have another version.
Okay.
And I'm also a vendor with the school system, and I have a workbook with the book.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Right? Because it helps, who is trying to learn to think different, right?
Okay.
Because sometimes we just go. Don't use our brains. That's why I put everything in so you can kind of look at, you know what I mean? What would you do if you was in the situation?
I like it. That's awesome. So you can get a book and a workbook.
Right.
All right. Y'all better bless yourselves today. All right. Well, with that, you guys, happy 4th again. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Joe and Kim Show on the Mighty 147 WBOL. We will be back here again next Sunday, the 3 o'clock hour Central Time. Y'all be safe. Love you guys. Have a good day. Facebook. Thank you guys for tuning in. We enjoyed this. I hope you guys did too. Now listen, I know I've said this before, but you guys must today hit that like button and make sure that you share this video because, man, he spit out some diamonds today. So we want to make sure that everyone has an opportunity to avail themselves of this wisdom, y'all. We've got to get it together. And so I tell you, this is going to bless you. Again, don't forget to grab the book, The Bullet in Me, on Amazon. It's going to bless you. I hope you guys have a wonderful 4th of July holiday weekend. I know I'm going to, even if it's just to chill. So have a great weekend. Peace, y'all. Bye. Mwah. Bye. Brenda, I believe you. Okay. Bye, y'all.